Hey guys, Metal Driver here, back with another WWE Elite review. Today I'll be looking at Series 91, Rob Van Dam. On the side we see an image of RVD, then on the back we see another image, a brief bio, career highlights, a description of this figure, and the rest of the figures that are in this wave. Alright, so that was the box. So without further ado, let's go ahead and open this up and take a closer look at Rob Van Dam. Alright, and here we have Mr. Pay-Per-View himself out of the packaging, but before we take a look at the figure, let's look at the accessories that he comes with. He comes with two gripping hands, a silver chair that can unfold and fold, so this is nice, so you can actually have him pose doing the Van Daminator with this. And then taking a closer look at the head sculpt, and it looks pretty good. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's not terrible either. I think it looks good for RVD. Now you may notice on mine there's a lot of QC issues with the paint. You see a little smudge right there near the nose underneath the right eye. You got some missing color here on the hairline. Oh, these extra speckles here on the cheek. A little bit here on the forehead. Not so much on this side, so that's a bit annoying, but it's probably just mine. I don't think there's going to be a widespread issue. I do like the expression on the face. It really does fit RVD's character, or at least the WWE version. The eyes are painted pretty well, so are the eyebrows. I do like how the 5 o'clock shadow looks. Teeth look pretty good as well. He's got a little bit of that fade on the side. Not sure if I like the color choice on that. Looks a little bit weird to me. Ponytail looks really nice. Pretty well sculpted. And look at this side, you can see a little bit of those speckles that I mentioned. I do like the sculpt work here on the cheek. You can see a little bit of a dimple there, so that looks really good. So overall, head sculpt, good, not perfect. I think mine just looks a little bit worse than probably others would look. Now what doesn't look bad is the paint job on the torso here. So the singlet looks really good, painted very well. Let's get the tiger stripes. So I don't see any major mispaint or fuzziness. So I think the paintwork looks really good on this. I love this attire design. The skull here looks really good. The yin yang painted very well. Teeth look really good there. Looking off to the side here, let's actually move them. So here it says Mr. Pay-Per-View. Paintwork looks really good on the letters. Really nice work there. And looking at the back, let's get that same tiger stripe design. You got RVD on the back of the singlet. Really good paint job on the lettering right there. So really nice. Bottom part of the singlet looks good near the butt. So overall, excellent paint job here. So even though my head sculpt didn't turn out very well, Mattel definitely made up for it on the rest of the body, so I love how this looks. It's really nice to get this design in figure form, especially since we haven't gotten that many RVD figures from Mattel, so it's nice to have something different, something new. And then he does have his thumbs up hands straight out of the box, so you can pose him doing his RVD pose. So that looks good. The double jointed elbows work perfectly for this pose of his, so I love how that looks. He's got big, thick knee pads, standard black ones, standard black boots. Says Van Dam on the side. Paint is good for the most part. Couple splotches or missing paint here or there, but not a big deal. Same lettering on the other side. This one looks much better than the other one. So overall, really good looking figures, especially when it comes to the paint. And then before I forget, I did want to mention that the lower jaw of the skull here is painted all the way up. So that looks really nice. I mean, if you move his abs all the way back like this, it does look like he has 2 rows of top teeth, but I do appreciate that. That is painted all the way up. It's not cut halfway through, so really good on Mattel's part there. So they did not skimp out on the paint on the torso here. Alright, then going over the articulation. Head is on a ball joint. It looks that high up, looks that far down, so not the best range of motion, but I have seen worse. Head can turn side to side, and it could tilt pretty well. Shoulder has a hinge, it goes that high up. Rotates all the way around. There is a bicep swivel. And as we saw before, he has double jointed elbows, swivel and hinge at the wrist. He crunches that far forward, goes that far back. There is a waist swivel. Legs go that far out so you can do the RVD pose with the 2 chairs if you have an extra chair. His leg goes that high up. There is a thigh cut. Double jointed knees, hindered a bit by this thick knee pad. Swivel at the top of the boot. Ankle goes that high up. It goes that far down, really far down actually. And he has some decent ankle pivot. Alright, unfortunately I do not have another RVD figure to compare the new one with, but here he is next to his former tag team partner, the Decade of Domination, Ruthless Aggression version of Kane. So what are my final thoughts on the new Elite 91 Rob Van Dam? Well, as I mentioned before, I actually don't have any other Elite RVDs, so I'm really glad to have this in my collection. We don't really get too many from Mattel, so as soon as I knew that this was up for pre-order, I pre-ordered him right away. So for that reason alone, I say yes, he's worth it, because if you didn't get the previous RVD figure and you missed out on that, now's your chance to have one in your collection. Not only that, but he has a different singlet, so it's something different than the other one. And RVD has a ton of different attires to choose from, so you could literally make a whole wave of Rob Van Dams, all with different singlets. And on top of all that, this one has double jointed elbows, so I think whether you have the previous one or not, this one is a great figure to add to your collection. So if you haven't done so already, go ahead and like this video and subscribe. If you want a chance to get a shout out in the next video, leave a comment down below, just like Owen's Stop Motions left a nice comment in the previous video saying great review. Follow me on social media so you can be up to date with all my wrestling figure photography, and I'll see you next time.